Alrighty, so by the time that this podcast is coming out, it's probably like November 24th. Mm-hmm. So for those who have been like watching the elections, it's probably already been like a good 2-3 weeks since it came out. But for us today is November 8th. Today's a Sunday. Yesterday was November 7th. And around November 7th, around 8 a.m. in the morning, we figured out who the new president-elect is. Like,
Yes,
did you ever imagine it was going to take 4 days in us to figure out who the president-elect was going to be?
Kinda, yeah. Just because of the whole situation with mail-in ballots, just because of it takes time to do that, obviously, and the situation with COVID going on right now. I mean, no one's ever expected or been through this specific thing, right? Yeah. So like, I kind of was like, all right, it's gonna take a little time. Yeah. I mean, inside of me, I genuinely didn't want it to take this much time, but then I understand.
Yeah, because I think it was like over 150 million like ballots.
Yeah,
that was casted. So definitely one of the biggest elections for sure.
I think it is actually. Yeah, because I was reading like both of them. Like Biden got the most votes any president's gotten.
74 mil, I think, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, but the president-elect is Joseph R. Biden Jr.
Yes,
Joe
sir.
Biden. Yeah, so for us, we're pretty happy with that because I'm pretty sure we both voted for Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you think about all the Trump supporters out there? What do you think they're thinking about?
I don't know, because he's definitely knowing just Trump and like how he is, he's gonna push something.
Yeah.
Something else is gonna go down.
The man's already put so many lawsuits like on Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. So.
And then I know he's already declared he declared this a while ago, but if he loses, he's gonna run in 2024.
Yeah.
So, do you think he's gonna go to jail before that?
Who knows? Like, I mean, I guess it also depends on whether the FBI is going to go more into, Trump scandals and see if there's any, like, good evidence to, arrest him and stuff. But, yeah, it's just kind of undecided right now. What do you think?
I don't know, dude. I mean, I think because a lot of people genuinely dislike Trump, right? And they're probably just going to push a lot to, get him wherever. So... Yeah. It's interesting to see. But do you think, okay, kind of a joke, but also not a joke at the same time. Do you think anything is going to go down between Democrats and Republicans, like hardcore Trump supporters and the rest of the United States of America?
I feel like after the whole, lawsuits are kind of done with, I feel like the hardcore Trump supporters or like, people on the far right, there might be some violence. Like, I'm not trying to, put it on anyone or, hope for that to come. But I feel like there is a slight chance that it could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Which, like, I feel like that's probably the biggest thing that I'm afraid of. I just hope it doesn't happen to anyone. I hope, like, everyone stays safe out there. But, I feel like it is a possibility.
Yeah. Which is, like, it's so crazy to think that you're so strongly against this person that you're willing to attack others for it.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, it's just human decency. It's like human kindness. Like, you don't have to go out and do things like that.
Like, no one on any side, whether you're far right, far left, or even in between or anything, you shouldn't be attacking people.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of like, the people voted for who they want.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, like, again, shout out to all the people out there counting the ballots and stuff. Because, I mean, it takes a long time to count, like, 150 million ballots throughout, like, all the counties and all the states. So, my props to them for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that takes a long time.
Yeah. And, if Trump is going to put those lawsuits on them, like, they, like, better, like, either, ask for, like, a lot of money or just don't do it. Yeah. Because, like, it definitely takes a lot of time for that.
I know, dude. Have you been seeing all the memes about the election?
Like, which ones? There's so many memes.
Exactly. Like, oh, dude, this election is great for memes.
Yeah.
But I just, all the, like, shout out to Nevada, bro. Like, major shout out to Nevada.
100%.
That's all I can say.
Bro,
shout out
dude,
to Nevada.
like, also shout out to Pennsylvania and Georgia, because, bro, like many of us thought that it was going to go to Trump because, like, it was red for, like, the longest time until, I think Friday morning. Friday morning is, like, when it flipped both Pennsylvania and Georgia for Joe Biden. So, again, like, mad props to the people that are counting the ballots there. And, like, again, I think that's, like, a pretty solid victory.
It is, dude. And I mean, what's super funny is everyone was waiting for Nevada, right? Everyone's eyes were on Nevada, and Nevada wasn't the major twist.
Yeah, and also Nevada took, like, the longest time, too, out of, like, all the states.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also for us right now, I think they still haven't confirmed Georgia, North Carolina or Alaska. I feel like North Carolina and Alaska is for sure going to go to Trump.
Yeah.
But Georgia is like, it's still, who knows? But at this point, it doesn't really matter because
Exactly.
we already know who it is.
I mean, I think even with those, he can't hit 270.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
Actually, we do.
That's true. And also, I was reading the news that his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is also like trying to convince Trump to concede the election. But have you like been keeping track with Trump's Twitter?
Oh, so I don't have Twitter, but I like do know.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, he's not going to concede. I don't think
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah, because, but I think even like legit when they announced that he was president-elect for Joe Biden, he's like, "Oh, I won this election by a lot."
Yeah.
Like, bro, like what does that even mean?
Exactly.
Like this man's on his golf course, just like doing his own thing.
I mean, it's crazy. What do you think is scarier, Trump or Trump supporters?
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
I'd say Trump supporters. I don't know. I feel like, especially the ones who are like hardcore for him, because I know there's like some that like, you know,
They're calm.
yeah, they're calm. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they're just like Republicans in general, right? Because Republicans in general, they're not bad. They're just people that have, you know, different ideals and different,
Exactly.
you know, things. Yeah. But for people that are like on the super far right, for Trump, for them, like, yeah, again, they're not going to take this news lightly.
All right. What about Biden or hardcore left?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know, dude. Very honestly speaking, I'm not either hard right or hard left. I'm kind of I'm left, but I'm not like 100%
Yeah.
hardcore left.
Yeah, same for me.
So
Yeah, I feel like if you guys have done like I think it's like the chart where you kind of like figure out where you are. I feel like I'm like kind of like, I mean, obviously I'm in the left section, but I'm like in like I'm very close to the middle, I'd say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in between the hard left and the middle.
Yeah.
That's where I was put.
Yeah, it's like generally like in the liberal section, I'd say.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just the case for most teens out there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like most of us are the same way.
Yeah. Speaking of those, do you watch like the social justice warrior things on YouTube?
No, not much.
Okay, so there's a lot of people that take a lot of pride in you know shutting either social justice warriors or hardcore right people down on the internet, and I don't know, dude, it's kind of entertaining just to watch their points, like for both sides. It gives you a new perspective, I say.
Because I know like some people who I follow, especially like actors, like some of them are social justice warriors for sure. Yeah, so like sometimes like, you know, you hear their message and see what they're saying, but yeah, it's just interesting that, you know, they have that kind of point of view.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly respect that.
Yeah,
to be
100%.
so, you know, solid about your beliefs, you know, that takes a lot of
to have the courage to put it out there as well.
Exactly. And I mean, like, in the current day and age, you know, knowing that anything could happen to you for your beliefs, you know, and still being able to, you know, go out and be strong about it, that takes a lot of courage. So I think they deserve, you know, credit.
Yeah. But also, talking about elections, bro, Kamala Harris, first vice president,
Right.
and also, first black vice president, first South Asian descent vice president. So, bro, it's a lot of firsts. It's a lot of
I
firsts.
know, dude. It's history, but it's not the last, like you said.
Bro, her speech last night was so empowering, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, because I think even my mom was telling me that she like teared up a bit, and even I teared up a bit.
I can understand. I actually didn't watch the speech, to be
Oh, you
honest.
didn't? Oh.
Yeah, I was out. But then when I came home, like I listened to parts of it.
Yeah, it was definitely a good speech. And then Joe was talking about his speech and, you know, what he hopes for America, because, you know, it's the time to heal. You know, we've already gone through a lot, especially in 2020 with COVID, losing a lot of people that we love. You know, so now it's the time to, you know, heal and get the soul of America back, as he says.
Here's my thing, though. Just because he won, you know, that doesn't mean...
Yeah, that doesn't mean like
over.
he's done it yet.
Like, I mean, you know, it's kind of like a hike. You know, you can reach the top, but you still have to come back down.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
So we got to watch. We got to watch. We got to make sure he does what...
Because, I mean, we put like a lot of hope and trust into Biden, so now he just has to follow through with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, it's not just America. It's like people's lives are really depending on this.
Yeah.
So unless he can really bring an honest and true change, then either way, we are in a lot of trouble.
Do you think within the next 4 years, do you think he's going to change a lot of this stuff, or is it just going to be like minor changes?
If it's minor changes, then it'll be disappointing. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. In my opinion, like, I don't know if he's going to solve like every single issue out there. Because again, like there's a lot of stuff. But I mean, if he can like, help, especially like in, especially like, with everything that's going on with the Black Lives Matter movement and COVID, if he can at least like solve at least those two, I'm not saying that he's going to solve everything, but if he can at least like help like alleviate the pain that's been going through like those two specific issues, then I think like that's a lot in general.
Yeah, 100%. No, I can agree with that. Like, to be very honest, the whole Black Lives Matter thing, if, because that's going to take time for people to heal, because you can't forcefully heal that. It has to come from within, right? Yeah. The people who hate and, put all this unnecessarily violence and rage, unless, they change from within, they have access to everything that they need to hurt someone. So, it's kind of, it has to be from within. You have to teach people what's right, what's wrong. So I think education is something that he needs to change.
Yeah. And I think he already said like starting Monday. I mean, not for the Black Lives Matter, but for COVID. I think he's already putting a task force out there to start working on it. So at least he's already making his move.
Dude, what I'm really happy about is the Paris climate.
100%.
Because global warming is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
As opposed to what our current president believes.
Dude, I remember it was like in the vice presidential debate between Harris and Pence, like when the moderator, I forgot who the moderator was for that one, but I think it was a girl. She was the moderator, and she asked Pence like whether like the Trump side actually considered climate change to be a real thing. Yeah. And literally Pence's words were climate is changing. I'm like, bro, like climate changing and climate change are two different things.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, the weather is going to be from 50 degrees to 70 degrees.
That's climate changing.
Yeah. So yeah, again, like I just feel like on the Trump side, they just don't want to accept a lot of stuff. Like they're just like so keen on like their own things. Like they're just not like open-minded. They're not willing to see, the other side of things.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. And I mean, it's really important to look at both sides of an issue. Yeah. Like you have to. And one thing that I think Biden also needs to do is he needs to start to unify. Because I mean, we're not unified at all, right? Yeah. Like the way I see what Trump, how he gathers his like following and whatever, kind of like divide and conquer. Yeah. Right. He knows what his people want, and he kind of only listens to them or cares about them in a sense, right? So I think like when you're happy with something, then you're gonna think others are gonna be happy with it too, right? In a sense, right? Yeah. So I think that's what a lot of Trump supporters believe. And, Trump kind of takes advantage of that. So, I don't know, dude. I think Biden just has to focus on unifying.
Yeah, because, I mean, he even said that whether you're Democratic or Republican, like, I'm going to try to be a good president to both sides.
Yeah, no.
So, just saying that itself, like, at least, like, it gives some positivity within it.
Yeah. Are you, what's your opinion with the whole... Have you been following the props that are being passed?
The propositions, yeah.
Like, I think it's 17 that was passed, which allows people on parole to vote, I think. Was it?
Oh, for people that are in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, because when I was, casting my ballot and stuff through the propositions, like, I was sitting down with my dad. Yeah. And, like, we were both doing it at the same time, putting in, like, the time and the research to actually figure out what the propositions are. Yeah. And when I saw it, like, I was thinking about it, and I was telling my dad, like, because my dad, I think he said no to that one. And, like, I was even asking him why, because I had, like, the idea to maybe even say yes to it. Yeah. Because I was like, I feel like, people do deserve like a second chance, to at least be a part of it. But then, then my dad, I guess he brought up some good points saying like, they've done like a lot of wrong, in their life, especially for those who have like murdered and, raped and things. So, I mean, in a sense, he did have a point, but, there's still like a sense of doubt in my mind that maybe, people do deserve that second chance.
Yeah. And I mean, just to start with reform and in general giving people some help is kind of what I think would be right. But I mean, it's passed now, so
Yeah.
there was another one that I really liked. It was for actually wait, no, I forgot. Yeah.
I know for I think it was Proposition 22. I think it was for app-based drivers, for like those who are doing Uber and Lyft. Yeah, because I think a lot of people were saying to put yes for Prop 22, but then even my dad brought up some points that was like kind of like why to say no to Prop 22 is because like a lot of the companies behind Uber and DoorDash and things like that, like they're the ones who are like making more of the profit, and they're not necessarily like being more fair to like the employees for that. But then again, there are some reasons to say yes to it, to give more like free hours to app-based drivers out there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I feel like it can kind of go like either way. Just really depends.
Where'd you research your points? Like, did you have a website or were you
I think there's like a they have a website for like the voting and guideline and stuff. So I just went on that.
Same.
I didn't do like any like third party websites. I just like went straight to the like
Okay,
.gov.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
Because no, it's just interesting to see like people that do use third party websites. What points they bring up.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of places that even have like advertisements, even on YouTube. They're like, "Oh, say yes to Prop 22." Like, do that.
Speaking of ads, did you see the Trump ads and the Biden ads?
Bro, can I just say something with the Trump ads? Bro, like, have you seen the thumbnails?
Yeah, dude.
Bro, like, did this man hire a YouTuber to do his thumbnails?
Bro. Exactly. He had emojis he had clickbaits and everything, dude.
Bro, it just like flashed back to 2016 when like all the vloggers were just like, dude, look what he did.
Yeah. No, dude. We had to, for one of my class assignments, we had to like analyze an ad. So I picked a Trump ad just because, obviously.
Why not?
Yeah. It's entertainment, right? But so what it was it was an attack ad on Joe Biden, right? But this was like, when you usually think of an attack ad, you think of like they're talking trash about the other candidate, but at the end they'll like glorify their own candidate. They'll be like, if for example it was a Trump ad, it would be like, oh, Biden's done this and this, but Trump's done this and this, right? Dude, this had nothing about Trump.
Yeah.
It was just attacking Biden. It was just like, Biden's trash. This is Biden. He's garbage.
Yeah. And even like in some of the Biden ads, I don't think he's like attacking Trump really. Like he's just kind of like talking about like what he wants to, change in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of just like already shows you there like the maturity level of both the candidates.
I mean, the tweets also show
Yeah, tweets as it all. Yeah.
But yeah. Have you been watching SNL?
I didn't watch yesterday. I haven't watched that one.
I know, but just the Carrie impression, dude, it's so good. It's so good.
Oh, I was gonna say, have you watched like the cartoon President series from Showtime?
No.
Okay, so it's pretty much like they have like a cartoon version of Trump and Biden.
Okay.
And I think this on Stephen Colbert. Like, do you know who Stephen Colbert is? Like, late night show? Yeah. So I think he posted it on his YouTube channel. But what they did is like they created like a little cartoon skit between like Trump and Biden. It was by far one of the best things I've ever seen because they mixed Batman from The Dark Knight between Batman and Joker with Trump and Biden. So pretty much Biden was like Batman and then Trump was the Joker.
Okay.
And it was like so accurate, like in a sense, because like it kind of just like shows like kind of like the crooked ways of Trump and like his like the backstory of like what he's like trying to accomplish through his like election. And obviously I think like but Biden, like he doesn't have like the Batmobile. He has like a bike with like a little like side carriage for Harris, and they just like biked to Trump because like he was like blocking all the votes, and he's like saying like, oh, I already won, and then he just like bikes all the way to Trump, and he's like, no, like you're not gonna do that.
Okay,
and then he just like throws like tuna at him or something. I don't know. But it was funny.
Now. I definitely gotta watch this.
Yeah, I'll definitely send you the link. I'll like, yeah, it's called Election Night Rises. So like Dark Knight Rises, but Election Night Rises.
Okay,
Yeah.
kind of off topic, but speaking of like just the Batman, did you see the whole thing with Travis Scott?
Oh, yeah. This man deactivated his Instagram after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, like, I don't know exactly like the things that were bad behind it. I didn't really put too much time to research what happened.
So what I saw was like he posted his costume,
Yeah, I
right,
saw it.
of Batman, and a lot of people started making fun of him.
Yeah.
Right, like a lot. Like there's so
Yeah.
many memes about.
Yeah, because like I mean, I saw the post and everything, but I didn't know why people were criticizing it.
People were just making fun of it. Apparently, it was like a funny picture. You know, just I don't know. People were making fun of it, and then I think it just got to him.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw the post and it was pretty dope. I think there's like a video of him like walking into like a room and then like it was like kind of like an elevator door. It just opened up and then he had like his entire like Batman costume. So it's kind of like the same thing that was in the Dark Knight. Yeah.
Dude, the internet is a mean.
I mean, it's always been.
But it's great. I love it so much, dude. Just the memes that people make. Like, I mean, a lot of them are really, really mean.
That's true.
Like, with even just the whole Travis guy, or like the whole thing with Gunna. You know Gunna, right? How everyone's like calling him fat and whatever. But I mean, like, it shows how people take, you know, bullying even to a sense. Like, you know, Gunna putting in workouts and all of that versus Travis Scott deactivating his Instagram account.
But I think there was also even like rumors like he deactivated because he's like releasing his new album or something. So
do you think it's like a publicity stunt, like a marketing stunt?
Who knows, really? I don't know.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
Doesn't like Nicki Minaj always say before she releases an album, she's like, "Oh, I'm done with music."
I have no idea. I don't even follow Nicki Minaj anyways.
Oh, dude, Nicki Minaj is the GOAT, bro.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj is so good.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like follow like a lot of like rappers in a sense. I mean, I follow Travis, but I don't generally follow that many rappers.
Yeah, I don't really follow. To be very frank, I don't follow new rappers.
But I know you're a huge fan of Tupac, though.
Huge fan.
Yeah, this man's the biggest fan. If you guys want to know who the biggest fan of Tupac is,
it's actually not true. I'm definitely not the biggest fan, but I'm like.
But you're a huge
Tupac.
fan. I'll say.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. Yes, yes. Just because. I don't know, dude. I first heard him when I was in 3rd grade, and after that, it's just kind of like a lot of the stuff that he says in his songs. I started like seeing, you know, and I started taking that into perspective. And I was like, wait, you know, this is like real life. You know, if you want an album to listen to think about your perspective about the world, listen to "Me Against the World" by Tupac. That album will make you think a lot. And if you want something to just turn up to, All Eyes on Me, 100%.
See? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, speaking about rappers, Kanye. The election, bro.
Dude.
This man got like, what, 1% of the votes?
Yeah. You know what's weird?
What?
D's nuts beat him.
Facts.
That's I wouldn't expect that ever.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. But I think he even put on his Twitter that he's like, I don't know, he's going to run again in 2024. So
yeah.
We'll see, but I doubt it.
I don't doubt that he's going to run. I think he's going to run 100%.
Yeah.
Just because that's Kanye. That's who Kanye is.
Yeah. Just, it's really strange.
Yeah. And then there was a meme that was like, Kanye was in last place. And you know Mario Kart, right? He's waiting for Bullet Bill.
That's funny.
Yeah, last place.
Yeah, I haven't kept up with like a lot of memes like pretty recently, but especially with like the presidential like elections and stuff, like there's been a lot of memes out there.
I know, dude. Reddit is great. Reddit is honestly my favorite app. I'd say is Reddit, to be really honest.
Yeah, I mean I have a Reddit account, but yeah, I don't really go on Reddit that much. But
oh really?
Yeah,
man, Reddit's great.
Yeah. I think I just like went on Reddit once just to rant about something. Because I guess I'll just say it. But I went to Target to specifically get like you know, like one of those Funko Pops. It's kind of like those like collectible figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like this like exclusive like collectible figure of like a Yu-Gi-Oh one, and like it hasn't like officially come out. Like I think the official release date was like August 30th. So I contacted Target, like I called them up August 27th, right? So like 3 days before the official release date. Right. And I was asking like the toy department, like if they had it in stock. And like the lady on the phone, she like hanged up after I asked about this specific one. It's called Slifer the Sky Dragon. So I asked about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think you probably know Slifer the Sky Dragon, right?
Yeah.
So
this is a throwback.
Yeah. So I think she was like, hang on one moment. So I was hanging on. And after that, like the line cut out. So I was like, that's strange. So, like I just called her up again. And I was like, hey, like it's the same guy just asking about if you have the figure. And she's like, oh yeah, I think we have like 6 of them. So like if you want, like you come and like pick it up. So I was like, oh sweet. So as soon as that conversation ended, I like went to my car, went to Target, and I was like trying to find like where that area is to find those like Funko Pop figures. And by the time that I got there, like there's like that figure wasn't even there. So I was like, that's kind of strange. So I go up to one of the employees. This time it was a guy, because on the phone it was a girl. And I asked this guy like, hey, like, do you know if you guys have this specific Funko Pop? And this man even says the red one, right? Because it's a red character from Yu-Gi-Oh. So I'm like, yeah, it's that one. Like, do you know where it is? And he's like, yeah, let me check. So he pulls out his Target like location finder for like different products. And he's like, oh, it doesn't seem to be on the register because it hasn't officially come out yet. So that's why it's not there. What this man does pissed me off so much. So what he did, he pulled out his phone, he like types it in on Google, and he goes to a Reddit page. He's like, oh, it looks like the official release date is August 30th. And I'm like, dude, you literally work at Target and you're going to go to Reddit, which is not like a legitimate source for actual like news or anything. And you're just going to figure it out there.
I mean, not to cut you off, but dude, Reddit is pretty legit.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like,
but I understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like legit as like, you know, like CNN or like as news places, right?
Well, I mean, you can post articles from CNN on Reddit.
Well, okay, but I'm just like saying like people's comments.
Okay, people's comments. Yeah, sure.
So yeah, most of them aren't valid. I'm not saying that all of them aren't valid.
No, I understand your point.
You know,
sure.
Yeah, most of them. So I was like it just like pissed me off so much because like he even knew it was a red figure too. So what I think they did is that they probably like put all of the stock in the back after like I called, because I'm pretty sure they probably had it out in the front, and as soon as I asked them about it, they probably all put it in the back. So I just like kept nagging him, saying like because I called someone here, they said that they had it, and he's like, oh okay, let me just like speak to my manager, and it took him like 10 minutes to go find his manager and talk to them, and then they like went to the back, talked for like 5 minutes, came back out. He's like, oh yeah, like we don't seem to have it in stock. I guess whoever you talked to probably wasn't like a legitimate like Target person. I'm like, that's super strange. I don't know why he would say that. So he's like, yeah, just like, I mean, Reddit says August 30th. So just like come back then. I'm like, okay. So like, I just like start walking out of Target, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to give up. Like I already spent 30 minutes at Target just trying to get this one figure. Like I'm not trying to get anything else, just this one figure. Cause I think people were like reselling it online for like over $70 because it was super rare.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to call the same number because it was that exact same Target. It wasn't a different Target. So I'm going to call the same one, just see if they're willing to, say if they have it. So I called the same line, but it was a different person who picked up. And I'm pretty sure it was that guy's manager that picked up. So she already knew that I was looking for that figure. She was like, yeah, no, I don't think we have it. And I was like, okay. So I was super bummed out. And I was just like walking out of Target. And by the time that I got like to the exit of Target, that guy was standing there with the figure in his hand.
Oh
just literally sitting there with the figure. And I'm like, this guy just pissed me off so much. It's like, yeah, like I just talked to a few people in the back and they're like, oh, like we had some in stock. So if you want it before the release date, here you go. I just like took it from the stand. I was like, thank you. Just went to the register, checked it out.
Yeah.
And after that, like I was just like so pissed that like I went to the same Reddit that he went to like figure out the date. And I just like ranted right there.
Yeah. I mean, you got it.
I got it. So I'm happy with that.
Technically a dub.
Facts.
Technically a dub.
Yeah.
But
like, bro, I had to spend like almost an hour in the store just to get this one thing.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is,
That's true.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
I mean, at this point, like, I'm not like still ranting about it, but like, I don't know. Just that guy pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, Reddit is great though.
Yeah. So that's like the only time I've been on Reddit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Reddit's a daily thing just because you can get, news, you can get updates, you can get music, memes, all of it, literally all of it.
True.
But yeah, what's your most used app?
Most used? Probably YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, well, one, that's where like a lot of my business is with my videos.
Yeah.
And like, if you see my like screen time of how much time I spend on YouTube, it is crazy. I'll tell you that.
What got you into like making YouTube videos?
I mean, people like Casey Neistat, vloggers, like a lot of people like that. And also, I feel like for me personally, I've been that type of guy who like talks to myself a lot. You know what I mean? Like if you're like in your room alone, you just like have a conversation with yourself. I just like find myself in like a lot of those situations.
Yeah.
And, in order to like get my thoughts out there, so like I'm just not talking to myself, I felt like starting a YouTube channel would be a pretty good idea. So,
I mean, it is.
Yeah. I mean, I started out with my like webcam on my 2013 laptop.
Oh,
But-
you've been doing it since 2013?
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice, dude.
Well, I mean, back then I didn't post a lot. I just like did like a few videos here and there, and then I think only like in 2016, 2017 is like when I really started to get into it.
Yeah, no, that's crazy though.
Yeah.
2013, wow.
Yeah. But back then, like I had no sense of what editing was. I was like, I don't know what it is. So so I had to make sure that I did it all in one take.
Oh,
like
you're
even
the
if I
one
messed
yeah.
up just a little bit, I'm like, redo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can see that though. I'm not gonna lie, I still do like the one take stuff now. Not because I don't know how to edit, but I'm just too lazy.
I see. Yeah.
Like for like a class presentation or something, I don't want to spend time editing.
Yeah, that's true.
I already spent time making the video. I don't want to spend time editing. So
Yeah. I mean,
one take.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like since now I have the knowledge of like how to do these things, I'm like, I'll just do it in post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're good at it too. So
Yeah. I mean, I put in the time, and effort into it. So, just like take whatever skills I've learned and put into my craft.
yeah, no, it's nice,
Yeah.
dude. A dub's a dub.
Yeah. I don't know, but I was going to say going back into, election stuff, right?
Yeah.
Especially with everything that's happening. Because I think they're going to start doing like the lawsuits on Monday. Like,
Okay.
what do you think is going to happen? Like, really?
No idea. Honestly, no idea. I've stopped trying to predict the future in this year.
Yeah. Well, 2020 is just like a roller coaster anyways.
Yeah, just because I mean, no one knows what's coming. Like,
Yeah.
no
Like,
one could
I just like
predict any of
hopes
this.
like after like this whole like lawsuit thing is done, like I just hope like he can accept it,
I don't think he's ever going to accept
Yeah.
it. Just because I don't think he's that type of a person.
Yeah. Because still having that ego and still having that pride doesn't make you more of a man. Like having the courage to let it go and to like be accepted of like other people, like that's what it takes.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But ego is a very, very, very relevant thing. And this person has a lot of it.
That's true.
An
That's true.
insane amount.
Yeah.
But yeah. Who knows, dude? Honestly, who knows?
Yeah. Because like even he was saying like when he was like giving his he was like going around to different states trying to promote his campaign and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like I think he went to Michigan and it said like, oh, if I don't win this election, I'm never gonna come back. Like
Yeah, I'm
it
gonna
shows
leave.
like how much you care for America just right there in that
He's gonna
statement.
leave.
It's like like if you don't win, like you don't like care at all for this country.
I genuinely did not like that. That's something I've seen, like that's what kids do if they don't
Yeah.
get what they want.
Yeah, it's just like a temper tantrum.
Exactly. Like if you don't give me what I want, I'm gonna just sit here, not do anything.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk out. I'm gonna leave.
Ah.
Right? That's exactly what he said. I don't think that's how you handle it.
Yeah.
I mean, some things you just gotta accept.
Mhm.
Like, do you think he's actually gonna leave if he's not thrown in jail before that?
I mean, he's got to.
Yeah.
I mean, until what, January 20th? Yeah. I mean, you gotta pack
Gives
up
him
your
a lot of
bags.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives him a lot of time.
Yeah. But what do you think he's gonna do with COVID during the next couple months until Biden becomes president?
No idea, dude. Honestly,
Yeah, because that's honestly something that I've been like really, really afraid of. Because because since I do work for Sac State, I work for the ASI department.
Uh-huh.
Like even we were having a conversation about this, like what's gonna happen if Biden gets elected.
Yeah.
And a lot of us were like afraid of if he's not gonna take this into like the right-minded situation of like being accepting that
Mm-hmm.
Biden won, that a lot of stuff could happen during the next couple months.
Yeah, dude. And we're going into the holiday season, so I mean, people are obviously gonna break quarantine.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny to watch because, especially once like we all heard that Biden was the president-elect. Like I just saw so many people in the streets and so many different states. I'm like, like it's dope to celebrate, but maybe you should just do it inside your house.
No, maybe you should.
Maybe just inside.
I think you kind of forgot that COVID still exists.
Yeah, because like even when me and my dad were watching the news of everyone like celebrating outside, we're like we're just praying for these hospitals to be okay.
Yeah. No, dude, this is where Reddit comes into hand. So on Reddit, there's a lot of far left, but also a lot of far right. So I went on one of these posts about like people celebrating in the streets, right? And I happened to see this one person who, like a very far right person, obviously, talk about like, oh, so you want to get mad at me for not caring about COVID, but all of a sudden you don't care anymore, huh? Conspiracy theory much? And I was like, God, the people who still don't believe in COVID, wake up, man. Come
That's
on.
facts.
Like, y'all can't just not believe in COVID. You have to take this stuff seriously.
I know. Do you think, like, I'm sure there's still people that think it's just like the common flu.
Oh, dude, I hate that so much.
I know. People are like, dude, don't worry about it. It's just the common flu. I'm like, bro, shut up.
Yeah, I hate that so much, dude. Like, if it was the common flu, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Like, you have to understand, until there isn't a vaccine that can be mass produced and given to everyone, you gotta, be precautious.
Yeah, because I still remember, I think he said it like a couple months ago after he came back from Warren Reed's hospital since he had COVID. He was saying like, oh, like don't let COVID, take over like your life. Don't let it like, put fear on you. And like in a way, like, he has a point. Like, you shouldn't be like completely like have, complete anxiety because of it. But obviously, like, make sure you're taking the precautions to stay safe. Like, just because you shouldn't be afraid of it doesn't mean that you shouldn't take it seriously.
Yeah, exactly. There's a difference between taking it seriously and letting it take over your life.
Yeah.
Right. So I think you should definitely take it seriously because it's very, very important that people take it serious.
Yeah. Because, the treatment that he got, like, not everyone's going through that.
I don't think anyone other than him can get the treatment that he got.
Because
he's the president of the United States of America.
Yeah, because like hospitals right now are like completely booked up, like low on employees,
Exactly.
low on equipment and stuff. So yeah.
What happened to his so-called vaccine that's ready to?
Yeah, I think he said November 4th, right? It's been it's been a while.
It's not November 4th anymore.
Yeah, I know, because like I think he was just like trying to say like, oh, if you guys vote for me like the day after the election, like I'll release it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, just like a false promise.
Strategy.
I'm like, this guy.
What I still don't understand is how a lot of his hardcore followers, people who don't believe in COVID, not necessarily his hardcore followers, but people who don't believe in COVID, what they get from him announcing that there's a vaccine. Like, how does that, like, if you don't even believe in it, what does his vaccine matter?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what's another really funny thing?
What's up?
With the mail-in situation? This dude told his followers to vote in person, right?
Yeah,
to
like,
not
bro,
be
you should
afraid,
expect that,
right?
like,
and then he's confused why no one mailed in a vote for him.
Yeah, like, bro, like, it shouldn't be like that, convincing that, there's obviously going to be mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
Like, it exists. People aren't willing to, go out in person and vote because, we're in a pandemic.
Exactly. Like, I don't think he understands. Well, he definitely understands. I don't think he fully thought that one through.
Yeah, he doesn't fully understand the, real implications that happen.
There's a lot of things he says that I don't think he fully, thinks before.
Yeah.
He says, but yeah.
Because
even we're talking so much trash about Trump. Trump followers these days, we're so dead.
I know. But I don't know. I was going to say something, but I forgot. But I think, I feel like with, Trump's Twitter, like what he's saying, like, oh, I already won this election, like, like legal votes versus illegal votes.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, I got to be honest, I've been watching, like, a lot of late night shows because I feel like they just, like, speak facts. Like, especially, like, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. Like, because a lot of the stuff they're talking about, like, right now is mainly just about elections.
Oh, I don't really watch too much late night people.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The only late night or like talk show host I genuinely watch is Conan O'Brien. I love Conan O'Brien's show just because it's like it's really light, it's relaxing, it's funny.
Yeah.
But no, I do like Jimmy Kimmel. I just don't watch them for like their.
Yeah. It's only been recently that I've been watching them.
Yeah.
I don't watch them that often.
Because I know they're pretty anti-Trump, right?
Yeah, most of them are. Yeah, because I think even Stephen Colbert was saying like right now this is a time for like Republicans to stand up to like show that because like there's like no evidence that there's like any like voting fraud. Yeah, so like the Republicans that have like the mind that it's not being like fraud right now to like stand up and actually like at least show Trump that like, yo, like what you're saying, like there's no evidence behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or just like the people around him in general, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know, dude. We're in a weird situation.
Yeah.
To think that 2020 this is like the season finale.
This year in general, bro.
Just the season finale of 2020.
True.
I think we're gonna have a Civil War Part 2.
Civil War Part 2. I mean, hey, there's a lot of memes on that one.
Dude, oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
This election was very, very important because I mean lives depend on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also great for memes. There were a lot of great memes that came out of this election. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because even Biden was saying, like, especially in the final presidential debate between Trump and Biden, he was saying like we're about to go into a dark winter, and like I don't know if the dark winter is just about COVID, because it could also be with the way how Trump supporters are going to react.
Yeah. That's the thing now, right? You can't just in this year specifically, you can't even imagine just one problem because COVID is always attached to it, right? So there's always two problems instead of one.
Yeah.
We gotta buy one get one free that we didn't want.
Yeah. And bro, like I'm so confused with so many like Trump supporters out there. They're like legit armed, like they're armed with like artillery and stuff, legit right in front of like the election counties, like the places that are like counting the votes and stuff. Like they're literally just like armed right in front of them, and like like the police don't seem to like be doing a lot to that.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm sure if it was like someone of color, like a black person who was armed in front of those places, like they would like shoot the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just like something that just pissed me off with that.
That's America.
That's true. Yeah.
This is why we need change.
Yes. But we don't know exactly how much change we're going to get.
I know. Dude, that's the scariest part.
Yeah. Do you think there's going to be like a lot of change when it comes to, at least unifying us when it comes like racially?
I don't know, dude. I think I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Because if white people, racist white people, not just white people, racist white people, want to harm people of color, then they're going to do it. Because they've seen that not a lot is really stopping them. Right?
Yeah.
They've kind of been shown that they have a lot of freedom, and they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think is worse, a white hardcore Trump supporter or a person of color hardcore Trump supporter?
What's worse between the two?
What was that?
Like, what's worse between the two, or?
Yeah. Because there's both, which is honestly surprising.
I don't know. I mean, like it depends like how much they like have the same beliefs as Trump or like the same political values. Because
hardcore, we'll say hardcore, like they pray to Trump, essentially.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like for people of color who are supporting Trump, I feel like they just really need to take a second look, just to see what he's done.
Exactly.
Really. Yeah. I mean, first off, like, man, it's like one, he still hasn't even put up the border between Mexico and us. Like he's like, oh, I'm gonna build a wall.
I mean, he did. It's just
but it's like it's not necessarily a wall. Yeah,
it's not really.
Yeah, and also like the ban on Muslims too. Like
exactly,
bro. Like because even one of my friends, I'm not gonna say who he was, but he was like one of the valedictorians for Folsom High, and he voted for Trump, and he was like maybe like I don't agree with all the stuff that Biden's saying, but obviously I'm still gonna be partial to both candidates and stuff, right? So at least he has a good heart, like at least he's not like violent about the situation. But even I was thinking like, bro, like why would you still vote for that guy? Because like even his best friend is Muslim. I'm like, why would you still vote for that guy if even though you know what he's done to that community?
Exactly. Like you have to see. You can't just agree with one thing about Trump and be like, oh, okay, that's it, I'm voting for just because of this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be voting for someone, like you really want to like see like what that person's done, what that person's gone through.
Yeah, and more than that, you have to accept that if you support them, if you vote for them, you're supporting them, right?
Yeah.
If you support them, you support every single action they've
That's
done,
happened, yeah.
right? And you got to think about that if you're voting for Trump, you have to think about every single thing he's done and said.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even like Biden's gone through like a lot of like loss in his life, right? Like
Yeah,
he's been through a lot of stuff.
And I mean, to be very blunt, Biden isn't.
He's not a perfect person.
Yeah. Like he's messed up a lot too.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't know. For me, it's just, it's a lot easier to accept that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I mean, like you have to realize he's like, hopefully, he doesn't put American lives at risk.
Yeah.
Because that's the most important thing is our safety and our people's safety.
Yeah, because again, like not every person in this world is perfect. Like no one's gonna have that perfect record. Like people, like we're gonna have our ups and our downs, but it's just like our values and our beliefs is like what's gonna come out at the end of it.
Yep. I'm gonna be the perfect candidate when I run for president.
2030 something.
Yes, sir. 2030 something.
100%.
And everyone listening in on this podcast, there's a camera. I'm looking right at the camera. Vote for me. If you don't,
100%.
I'm gonna know who you are. Just be
All right,
honest.
y'all heard it from him.
Yes, sir. Vote for
All
me.
right. Okay, I think that's going to do it for the video portion of this podcast. So we're going to go into the audio portion. So for those who are watching us right now, make sure to go check us out on our audio platforms, Spotify, iTunes, things like that, where we're going to go a deeper conversation about either elections or some other stuff. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next podcast.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.